Hello and welcome back to Hazel Creek Heritage Farm. Today I'm going to show you what we do for winter watering. This is what I've come up with, and we've been doing this for a few years, but this system right here is new this year. If you look back on my -38 doing chores video, you'll see the way we used to do it, and it was very labor intensive. And let's face it, when you're out here in -40, you don't want to be carrying buckets and buckets of water. So I've been trying to come up with an easier solution, and this is what I came up with. So you see in this bucket here we have an expandable hose. I tried doing this with a regular garden hose and it did not work out as well. So my same 3-foot connector that I attached to my frost-free hose bib, I just take the one end and put it on here. I have to stress that you have to do this quickly, because in -38, it doesn't matter what you got going on, things freeze up right away. So that's initially why I didn't think this idea was going to work, but it does work. It just, you have to work quick at it. And here's the other end, and these are 2 sections of 100-foot hose, but you can see they collapse into a small Rubbermaid container. Then I just close the valve, which that's what's nice about this hose. It's got a valve on the end, and then open her up. And then I'll wait till this kind of expands, because you can't really pull this thing unless it's full of water, which it will expand eventually, and then it'll become a 200-foot hose. And it's exactly 200 feet that I need to access all those waters there. So then I just grab a bundle like that, wrap it around my shoulder, and then walk quickly down to the first coop. And this works really good, guys. It's way better than hauling buckets of water. As you can tell, the ground is very uneven, and hauling buckets in a sled, sometimes the bucket tips over and you've just lost all your work. So I'm very surprised that this idea works. But if you guys are in a cold climate like I am, get one of these expandable hoses. I will link the hose in the description, and it is by far the best way to do things. I must point out though, if it's been a while since you've been dragging out the hose, open up the valve, let the water flow through. Just because being on the snow and everything, this does tend to freeze up quickly. So if you're going a long distance, every now and then just open up the hose and make sure you're flowing, because this will freeze if you're not quick enough. Sorry, this is kind of hard to do while filming. So I just put the hose in the hole up top, and then you can see the water level rising there. And this is a very slick way to do things. The hose is nice and light, you're not dragging it all around, and you're able to fill up the waters. If you've seen my build of these winter waters before, you'll remember that I wrapped heat trace around the cups and then a heater inside. So even in -48, all it takes is your knife, cleaning the ice out of there, and then you can see we got flow. So it does ice up overnight, but all it takes is a simple chip of the layer of ice and everything's thawed out and ready to go. So, and it'll stay like that all winter long. Doesn't matter how cold it is. It'll ice up a little bit, just takes a little push to get it going again. So I'll just go show you guys that this idea is working. It's helping out a lot, and it makes our life a lot easier, especially when we're both working. I'm lucky I'm on my days off right now, but when we're both working and things have to run, this is definitely a good solution. I'm not going to go through the whole watering of chickens on every coop, but you got the gist of it. All right, so I was able to water 2, 4, 5, 6 waters there, and then I brought the hose all the way over here. And watered 2 waters over there. So at -38 with the wind, this flexible hose, as long as you stop every so often and let it run out, and as long as you're not spending too much time doing other things, this hose works awesome. So this is what I do next. You can see how far down, zoom out for you, that hose runs. So it's good to get it in a straight-ish line when you shut the water off. I have the valve open way over there and let this drain out as much as possible. So I'll shut the water off and I'll show you what happens here. If you try to take that hose off right at this pivot, it'll just spray water all over at you because there's so much pressure in this hose. So this hose naturally wants to retract itself. So I just make sure I help it along there because it kind of gets snagged on snow lumps and everything. But it will eventually just shorten itself up. It's kind of a pain getting this all drained out, but in my mind this is way better than hauling buckets 3 or 4 times a week. This hose is extremely light and it fits in a small bucket, so you can put it in the house to keep warm and thaw it out and just ready to use for the next time. So I think this hose is drained out as much as I can get it. Just crack this here. Yeah, see, no, it's all drained out because there's no water left in there. And it's just a matter of just coiling it up. I always like to leave like a 5-foot space here, just so this hose doesn't get all tangled. It's easy to figure out when you use it for next time. Just coil this hose back into the bucket. There we go. We have the discharge end here and then the hook up here. So you can just put them right next to each other like that, and then it's good to go for next time. And you can see it's a little bigger than it was before, but guaranteed I put that in the house in a matter of a couple hours, she'll be back to normal and ready to use for next time. There you go, guys. There's some of my solutions for farming in the wintertime. Like I said, it's extremely cold day today, and if you're going to use conventional hose, I tried it for the first bit. It does work, but it'll never collapse to that size, and by the time you're done watering and drained out, the thing is so stiff it's impossible to thaw out again. So this is my solution, and it's been working really, really well. Just if you do this idea, make sure that you don't let the water sit in the hose too long. If you're going long distances, open that valve, let it flow, and then keep on doing your business. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I appreciate it, and we will catch you on the next one.